Quick before this video starts, I just opened a second channel for reactions and extra content over there, so make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. And let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Teezo Touchdown finally dropped his debut project called How Do We Sleep at Night. I'm gonna tier list rank and review the project for you guys. This is Teezo's debut album. I feel like he didn't, do anything too crazy. It was kind of what I expected. It felt like a very easy listen. But let's dive into it track by track as we do. First song is Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it up at the A tier. I think for the first song on the album, right away you hear those guitars. It sounds very 2000s like what you get from a few of these songs on the track list. It's a good, just kind of punk, type rock song, and I think that the chorus is catchy. I do think that the flow that he does use, and he does it on the next song as well. It's kind of alright, and I know Teezo does want to rap, and he can, if he wants to, and he does a lot of mixing of genres on this project as well. I think he even talked about how he was trying to invent his own genre, like rock and boom or something like that, and I think the first couple tracks are exactly what that's gonna be. I think You Thought as well, I put it at A. I thought the intro verse was just alright. You Thought as well sounds very kind of punk rock and nostalgic like that, so I thought we were getting more of that type of album from Teezo, that's a sound that I really like from him. And I do think the second half is way cooler. I thought there was a few features on this project, and Janelle Monáe was one of them who kind of just worked well, background vocals with Teezo and working well on that last verse. And so I like the second half of that track. Is one of the best songs on the project. That third track is the most pop one, I feel on the project. I thought that the guitars were a cool addition to it, again giving it a very similar feel to the first couple tracks. It's got a great chorus on that, and I think when Teezo sings is what I really like the most from him. Then next up, Sweet with Fouché, I think is gonna be another A. It's just a very chill song. I think Benny X also produced this, which is really crazy, but just very laid back type song. It's short. I don't want to say sweet because that's a bad pun, but that's pretty much exactly what the song is. It's a good little album song, and like I said, Fouché did her thing on this as well. I thought she was a good addition. I felt like Teezo picked a couple good features that were going to complement him well. Next up is Impossible, which is one that grew on me a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and give it an S tier. Very more in that alternative type lane, I feel like, and sometimes I need that, and I'm glad that he had songs with different tempos on this project. I thought the song was cool just because how motivational it was, and that you can achieve your goals and dreams. Nothing is impossible. Maybe that's a corny concept to you, but that's ultimately what it was. I think on the second verse, I almost feel like he was talking about himself when he talked about wanting to be a DJ, wanting to be a rock star, wanting to be an artist or whatever, but people said he couldn't, or wasn't able to get the equipment for that or whatever. I wonder if he was talking about himself on that. I'm still trying to deep dive into the lyrics more and more, but Impossible is one that is so good. That's arguably my favorite on the project. I'm gonna put it top of the S tier for now. Neighborhood is the best storytelling song on the project. I thought what he did on the choruses and on a few other tracks, they're just pretty simple. They fit the song well. They're catchy. Again, you just kind of get a nice little laid back guitar on this one. He's telling more of a story about how he's got to get out of the hood, and again goes over some situations of maybe being broke or some hard times and stuff like that. But he always adds his own flavor, and just the way he tells stories is so interesting in his music. I thought that chorus though was soothing, and there was some background vocals added in there. There wasn't too many layers to a few of these songs. They're all, like I said, very easy accessible songs, easy to listen to. Mood Swings was a very funk type song. I would have never even known that was gonna happen on the project. I'm gonna give it an A. I thought the little mood swing thing that he did was a little bit corny, but I still enjoy the rest of the song. And then that very heavy electric guitar came in to break it in the second half of the song, which was almost like a mood swing in itself, a very literal thing, going back to the title of the song. This is a song that I feel like I can play in the car with my family and be very safe. This is a song I feel like I could show to my grandma and she might enjoy it. Now, Too Easy, I'm gonna go ahead and put at a C tier. I don't really hate the song. I think that first half is interesting. It does sound more like a stadium type song. It seems like you get hyped up for a sports match or a boxing match or something like that. But then when he's completely switched up the song, which was I didn't really know what to expect on this project, because he really started expanding his sound the further we get into the project. And Too Easy was kind of 50-50 for me. I do think the second half of the song is cool. Familiarity is one that was a single and is arguably one of my favorite songs this year. Actually, I didn't listen to it right when it released, probably like a month or two after, I want to say. But it's a very like simple song. It's got more of that storytelling element to it. Talking about moving out, getting older, and that type of stuff. So it's one of the more like relatable songs for me right now, I'd say. But that's like a very like slept on track, but great track. I'm glad that it made the album. I think it's in a great spot on the album, right after my least favorite track. To hold the weight of the rest of the track list, you go back to one of my favorite tracks. So the album doesn't really drift off at this point. I Don't Think You See Me, I'm gonna go ahead and put this one also at C. I just don't think it really does anything for me. It's really short, and I don't mean to throw any shade at Isaiah Rusk, who I believe is from Texas, if I remember correctly from the Teezo interview. And the songs just didn't really do anything for me. Like, I feel like he just did it better on other tracks on the album, and like he kept it short. I'm not saying these are like filler. I just think you kind of just play them with the album. Like, these songs just didn't really do anything for me, that's all. Daddy Mama Drama is interesting, a very like more melodic cut, and I really think that when he did the whole Apple Falls Far from the Tree, talking about his parents on this project and his relationship with them and everything, was an interesting type of storytelling track that he gave us. But it was also like a double entendre, is that the word to use, a double meaning, right? With pretty much the whole concept of the song, because he was also talking about Apple, like iPhone, during the chorus like that. So he got very creative with the lyrics here. I think this is, like I said, the longest track on the project. I'm gonna go ahead and put it at A. Just to make some adjustments, I'm gonna move Mood Swings down to B. I still like that one and still play it though. Nune is just like a very simple flow and beat to it. It's just a very short track. It's a good little album song. It's fun. I feel like a lot of these songs could have music videos to them, and you can really tell Teezo's like a character, you know what I'm saying? Like, he really gets creative with his music. I'm glad that he made so many songs sound different and almost all over the place. Stranger is one of my favorite singing performances on the project. Another one that's grown on me a lot today. Could be slept on maybe because it's towards the end of the project. Like I said earlier, I really like the singing performances from Teezo. I hope he, does that more. Good guitars in there. I thought the guitars were pretty, consistent on this project. His vocal inflections and everything also range very widely on this track. The original is better was one that threw me off like crazy. I'm gonna put this at A. I really liked what he was doing to start off the song. He really let his vocals go. I think they even had a little bit of auto-tune on them. And then when the song just switches up to more of just like a dancey dubstep EDM type song, like at a rave, like I did not expect him to go that direction with it, but I like how he ended off the project with these last few songs. Again, showing the versatility. There's a couple times on this project where I was listening and I was like, wow, like why I have no clue what to expect, and you just really had that shock value when I was first listening. So it was a good experience, and if you guys want to see me go react to the project on my first listen, I uploaded that on the second channel where all of my reactions are. So yeah, that's what the tier list is looking like. I'm liking what it looks like. I'm glad he only did 14 tracks. He was just so hot after the Utopia feature, which was like my favorite part of that entire album. His first body of work, he did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't really lock himself in a box or anything like that. He just gave us so many genres and styles. I'm excited to see what he does next and expands on next further than this. I'm not gonna say surface level, but it is what I expected from him, I guess. When it comes to like the instrumentals and everything, like if he wants to add more layers to it and build a world on his next project, I really think he can. Overall, I'm satisfied with the project. Go watch that reaction if you want to, and I have a Twitter, Instagram, go check me out there. I appreciate everyone for watching to the end of the video. More videos coming this week, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.